All right, and we are live. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, as per Mr. John Harris, I need to finish up a particular point, and I think I'm going to use this particular rock to do it. There is a style that I need to finish. It's kind of a secret right now, but we're gonna finish it. What's up, Paul? Yeah, you are first. Look at you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, brother. You are indeed first today. Let's see. Get this up and running here. Jake, how are you? Did I win this time, brother? You definitely won this time. This time, you definitely won. Now, I don't know about the next few times, but this time you won. Yeah, all's going well today. Had a good morning. And I'm hoping to catch the Bama game a little later tonight. So I was like, well, might as well come and do a live stream now rather than later. Because if I do it, well, I won't want to do it later because of the game. So I figured I'd come on now. Yep, figured it'd come on now. What about you? And hello to everybody who's joining in. Welcome. Working a piece of coral today. Nothing too fancy. But hope y'all are doing well. Save some of these little flakes here. Yep. Brennan's here. What's up, Brennan? I'll have to check the tracking, but like I said, I sent your package out a little late. But it should get here this week. I would think early this week, so hopefully you'll get it soon. Rough morning myself, a lot of trying situations. That happens, Brennan. No worries. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully the stream will brighten your spirits a little bit. We all got stuff going on. It's always the weekend too, Brennan. It's always the weekend. I'm telling you. Messing up our weekend. That's right. Under attack from brownies. Okay. I'll try not to. I'll try not to do that. But yeah, working a piece of coral today. It's been a good morning for me at least. Got a couple things done. And I wanted to do this before the Alabama game. Before the old game. Because I won't want to do it later. What's up, y'all? Just chilling on the porch. Having some coffee. Spending time with my granddaughter before she leaves. All right. Sounds like a fun time. What's up, y'all? Welcome, welcome. That's a wonderful thing there, Hall. Grandchildren has to be a wonderful blessing for sure. What kind of rocks? This is some coral, Florida coral that I'm working right now. That I also use an abrading rock, which is just a grinding stone. You can get anywhere. And then this bopper. It's called a bopper. You can make them just a piece of wood and a copper cap from Lowe's or Home Depot. but you can also buy them, and that's about it. Grinding stone, some kind of material to work. You might have some locally you can find, which is always a treat. But in the case that you don't, there are a lot of folks who sell stuff. Pick some up like that too. But this I'm hoping to be, can't wait for Grand. Do you sell these? Yeah, I do sell them from time to time. I don't think I have anything for sale right now. Have a lot of things like pending, like a lot of people sending checks and some people waiting to do bundles on certain stuff. I don't like doing that because I got 4 points sitting over here that I'm still kind of iffy on, kind of waiting on. But then again, the people who are sending them I trust. Otherwise, I'd be like, all right, need the payment first. But yeah, I do from time to time, just not right now. But this is a piece of coral I got from Mr. Ryan Shatterson. And I need to make a particular point out of this piece right here. And if Mr. John Harris ends up showing up in the chat, he can tell you all about it. Sir, just turn 5, spitting image of our daughter. How about that? Yeah, that's wonderful. That is wonderful right there. Getting around the cortex here. Flaking the ridges. And it's coming down good. Said, hi, would it be safer to wear gloves? Yeah, probably. Probably would be. And to wear closed-toed shoes. But little cuts and stuff just make me stronger. But for beginners, I would definitely suggest it. For sure. I do wear glasses though. Glasses are incredibly important. If you don't have glasses, you need to get them ASAP for when you're flintnapping. Because even though I've been doing this forever and it's easy for me to predict where the flakes are going, all the itty bitty little pieces that shatter, I can't control where those go. I can control where the main flake is broken off at, but all the rest, no. So definitely want to get a good pair of glasses. I say good pair, that doesn't mean expensive. The ones I have are like $1. I want to say they're $1, something like that. I don't wear, okay, Shy. Ever get, yeah, I have gotten them in my eyes before. Not fun. And it's a moment like that where like, okay, I'm not gonna allow that to happen anymore. And there are times where the flake still pops up and the inside of my glasses will actually like hold the flake because I'm looking down. So I can pull my glasses straight off and there'll be a flake on the inside because it popped around it. But they bounce up against these glasses multiple times when I'm flintnapping every day. So going for a particular style here. I've made it before, but I need to make one for sake of my buddy John. I said, no, okay, Alex, I'm sorry to hear that. Stuff like that happens. You just do you, brother. Maybe you should take up flintnapping. Let's go here. Jake showed Grandma what you're doing. She approves. That shows relations got 5 yet. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Hey, glad she approves. Of course, most anybody would. Anybody who likes rocks. But not everybody likes rocks. But that's great. That's great. Draw this in some, a wee little bit. Have some shoes on, yeah. Rocks. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, that happens. That happens. And I imagine the moment it happens to me is the moment I'll, always wear closed-toe shoes. But right now I'm just gonna be stubborn. Also, and this isn't me being mean or anything. I think it's just a normal thing. I could be mistaken, but the older you get, the more like your blood vessels are closer to your skin, and it's easier to bleed. Couldn't be mistaken there. I'm also not calling anybody in the chat old. So don't misinterpret me there. But boy, once it happens to me, I know I'll be on that train for sure. My buddy Lewis has already experienced it, and it wasn't fun. Specimen you're working on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the coral's some awesome stuff. Cut something? Jaden, welcome back. And we can cut something a little later. Right now we're trying to thin this piece down a little bit. What you doing, Marsh? Huh? Here, there. That was good. Looking good there. Go through here. Of course, I'm spending more time on percussion than anything, but early bird naps at your, there you go, or the coral in this case. What's up, Alan? Marshall, how old am I? Most folks already know. Yeah, round about there, Hall. We use a glove? No need. You grinded the edges. It strengthens the edge so you can send a good flake. Why don't I use gloves? I can feel the platforms a little easier. And Flintnapping is a lot about feel. I don't want to give a percentage, but like a huge percent of Flintnapping is all about feel. You know, if I had a glove that like, it was like it wasn't even there, but it did like a ton of protection, then maybe I'd consider it, but still there's nothing like, you know, palming and feeling with your own, you know, fingertips. The stone. One, because you get better grip. Two, better support, generally speaking. Three, there's no buffer in between. So my finger can rest right where I'm striking. And yeah. So there are a few reasons. I'm gonna take a second, just a second, not forever, but just a second, and thin this bass down just a tad, and I'll get back to doing the percussion. All right, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing here in 2 seconds. There we go. So I thinned out the backside here so that I could run a flake across, and then also run a flake across this side. This one actually might not take. We'll have to see. Yeah, it took. Didn't quite catch all the way, but I think we can do that from the base later. Yep. me get all these boppers out of my way. I think I do want to thin this side down, just to give myself a little clarity back here. Okay, got a hinge, but I think we can clear cut that out in a minute. All right, let's go back to bopping. And I am gonna switch down to my smallest bopper. I think that'll be best here. There's a Bama Pro. Yeah, there you go. Bama Pro, that's right. Now I think they're Reefs. I think that's the brand. Got them for my birthday this year. There we are. That thinned it out good. That's what I was looking for. It took a second, but we got it. Yeah, that was good. That was good. Now, let me circle back. Take this one here. There we go. There we go. Thinned it right on out. Easy peasy. Now we just got to do the same thing with the other side. I think we can do that. Should be able to at least. Let's see. Go. Something about like that. Something right in here maybe. Yep, that caught it. Getting it thin. There we are. Whoopsie daisies. All right, here we go. By the way, I'm gonna give this point away for free when I finish it. Now, I already have in mind who it's going to, and so does one other person if he's here in the chat. But just so you know, I'm spending my Saturday making this one especially for somebody. How long have you been making? A little over 5 years. Patterns look cool, thank you. I wish I determined the patterns in all of my points. But ultimately, I just take the rock that I get and hope it's a pretty one. It's about all I can do. Just about. Send that to Indonesia. Not this one. Not this one. I don't know, I've never shipped to Indonesia. I feel like that'd be difficult to do. I reckon it's possible, but it would probably cost a ton. I've shipped to a couple countries, but it just never was really, like, the cost wasn't worth it to import it and all the taxes you gotta pay. I've done it before. To Germany, it was like 100 something in taxes, 130 or something in taxes, plus the cost of shipping it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But not all that I'm looking for. Let's go here. Maybe I can help alleviate some of this by shooting from back here. There we go. That caught some of that hinge. That was nice. We're doing, this is called Flintnapping. Flintnapping. Streaming for like 3 weeks. Oh, thank you, Kip. Work with Onyx? I do not. Start doing them? He should try for sure. He should try. I don't see an easy way to get to that, so I'm just gonna have to pick it off. It's easy to pick off, but it doesn't look all that clean. Maybe we'll get a chance to make it look better in a minute. And already we're at a stage where we can just pressure flake. As most of you know, I don't like pressure flaking. Not fun. I don't enjoy it. Not for me. But you about gotta do it if you want it to look good. Just about. Oh, come on. All right, I'll fool around with that in a second. Let's go ahead and get this base the way we want it to be. Already it's technically wide enough. Maybe shoot some flakes in through here. And again, we got a little issue there we need to clean up. So let's sharpen this a bit and see what we can do. All right, so the blade's coming together. Blade's coming together. Is that deer antler? No, this is just some steel and coral. Steel and coral. All right, so I'm gonna braid the back edge of this. I'm gonna shoot some flakes up. Thinning out the back edge here. And so that removes flakes off of this side, right there. And now we can do a couple things. Need to try to get rid of this thickness here. And get it from a couple directions. Let's try this one. Couldn't quite get it. Let's pull out the old Notch-O-Matic here. You don't want to do it too hard. But that ought to pick right off, you would think. Again, don't want to do it too hard. Let's see. Maybe I'll try this. So we'll go back on this side. Yeah, working some coral today. And flake off the back edge. And then hope that we can undermine. Able to undermine it a little bit, but not all of it. Maybe we can undermine more of it here. Yeah, we caught it. Had to go fairly high to get it, but we caught that little funky area. All right, well now we can go ahead and just fool around with the edge. And then we'll be done. Again, I'm gonna give this point away at the end, not gonna sell it. Wide world of Flintnapping. You taking Alan's punchline, I see. Okay. Okay. I don't know how Mr. Allen will feel about that, but will be what it'll be, I reckon. Let me see here. Yeah, let's see what a couple strikes here will do. I don't know if I want to go further or if this will be far enough. We shall see. Couldn't quite catch it there. Let's see if a bopper can roll over that. I still am very unsure. Yeah, that hinged out again. So I think we need to roll in just a tad bit more, and that's okay. So gonna thin this down a little bit. Going for a Sewanee point. All right. And not very many ways to attack this. So let me just sharpen this and see if we can't just pick it out. I doubt it, but we'll see. Nope. So we caught a little bit of it, not all of it. Such a hefty mountain to climb. Really, the best way to do it is to come beside it, I reckon. And try to shoot up at it. Something kind of like this. Yeah, there we go. And just shoot right around it. And that was able to catch it. Sweet. Hey, we will take those all day long. We will take them all day long. All right, so we're just moseying this thing in a little bit, little by little. A little bit of a braiding here. This may be very bad, this strike here. No, that was good. That cleared out a lot of thickness. That's what I was hoping to do. All right. And same thing here. Maybe clear out a little bit of thickness. Not a ton, but a little bit maybe. On this side here maybe. Go here. Okay, you know what? Not crazy, but I think that'll do the job. I think that'll do the job. Draw this in a little bit. Draw these edges in a little bit. And we'll be good to go. All right, now let's get our pressure flaker back out and see what kind of damage we can do with it. So let's see here. Oh, I need to sharpen it one more time. There we go. This is tough because if this goes bad, it's all gonna go bad. We shall see. Oh, I missed the platform. Goodness gracious. Now I don't know if it'll take. This could be even worse now. Yeah, let's do this first. No reason to risk it that crazy like when I can just fool around the base for a second and might avoid the whole thing altogether. All right, this could be good or bad. We shall see. Oh, come on. All right, it pulled out. It pulled out. Wasn't crazy, but it did it. Did that take? I think it did. Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right, it took. Just being stingy is all. All right, good. All right, we're solid now. And I'm switching from a Sewanee to a Simpson. As a by the way. As a little by the way. Oh, no, that's being weird. Let me see. This should be better. Braiding it usually helps. Yep, that helps. If nothing else, a braiding helps. There's you another little motto to live by. If nothing else, a braiding helps. This is a smoker Simpson. Goodness. Did I say I was giving this away? No, I was lying. Must have been lying. Must have been out of my head. I do need to braid this. Goodness, it's getting dull. You want your flaker sharp, but your platform dull. Not the other way around. The other way around makes for it just a terrible experience. Absolutely awful experience. This is going to be epic. A Simpson of epic proportions. Doggone, that's gonna be slick. That is gonna be slick. Oh, and it's gonna be translucent. Oh boy. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, feel free to advertise, Alan. I don't care. This is gonna be insane. Insane. All right, flip it over. Our symmetry is way off, but we'll fix it. Almost dropped it. Near about did. All right, so the question of the hour is, which side are we gonna draw in? Not gonna be that one. Definitely gonna be this one. Something about like that. No, I probably braided a little too much there. I admit. But we shall see what happens here. Okay. Now we go to our getting the edge how we want it to be. Let's see. Something about like this. Yeah, this is gonna be a killer Simpson. And now we just gotta get our flakes up here. Together, and we'll be solid. We gotta make sure we do it on both sides. So this side too. to go. Now I just got to do that on this side. We'll be done. Line everything up. Again, we're going to give this away. Some of you know whose it's going to. Now, after looking at it up close, I'm not going to want to give it away, but I said I would. So I got to hold to that. All right, fix the base just a hair. Because I can. And get the symmetry right. Actually, this would pull for a Sawani. I think I'm gonna go Sawani here. Yeah, definitely a Sawani. It could go Simpson, but I think Sawani would be better. One little flake I want to run here, I think. Followed by one or two little bite-sized ones. Now I'm just going to clean up the blade itself. Same thing here. Gotta clean up this side just a hair. And of course we want a sharp tip. All for nothing if we don't get a sharp tip. There we go. Final touches. There we go, that looks better. All right, there we go. Let's see, one last thing. Well, guess that'll just be left in there. Not even a big issue. All right, so there we go. Finish point. Coral with a big stripe in there. Swanee. Thin as all get out. I say it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. No worries. Glad you're back, Corbin. Yeah, this one's sweet. That one's sweet. All right. So who's it going to? It's going to the man who sent me the material. Mr. Ryan Chatterson himself. The legend, the 6'5" coral giant. gonna give this to him. Courtesy of John Harris, not because he's buying it, because of the idea. But boy, that little sweep in there is super cool. No, I mean 6'5", Auden. You aren't gonna catch me saying that. No, not here. Not here. Not on this stream. No, sir. Let's see. All right. So what's next? Well, I don't imagine I'll be streaming forever. But let me see. There's this one I was curious about. So maybe I'll just do a little Flintnapping. Little spalling. I'm curious if this platform will take. I don't think it will. Okay, it took a little bit. Nothing crazy. Will this platform take? Yeah, that one will take. That was good. That was good. This is another piece from Ryan. I'm gonna do my best to keep some of this blue in there. I just don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. But I'm gonna try. Most of this blue wants to come out, I think. Looks amazing. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd like to keep the blue in there. I just don't think I can. We're gonna find out, but don't think I can keep it in there. Either way, it'll be a swirly pinhead piece. So can't complain too bad. But would be cool to keep the blue in there. Even if it means losing some width. Which we definitely have to do if we want to do that. Now the tip can't be in it anyways. So we'll lose some of the whitish blue up through here. In fact, we may lose all the blue at the tip. But I'm going to start out by thinning off the back side. Right through here. We'll see. Some nice material. Thanks. Rachel said that's so cool. Thanks. Ah, there's a seam there. Crud, that's going to break the whole edge there. Man, maybe we can draw something in through there. Yeah, see, it goes all the way to there. That stinks. Crud. Well, you'll have that in just about every stone, so you win some, you lose some, I reckon. But I think we can manage to keep this one going. I think. All depends on how this holds up. Again, trying to flake off the side that's not blue. And trying to flake over this redder area here. And now I'm thinking this might be the tip. And the other side would be the base, which is not what I was thinking initially. But hey, plans change. Again, doing my best to keep the blue. This is something where if you have Georgetown or you're just working, ultra consistent material, keeping the color in the piece isn't something that you do all the time. But maybe you work material that has inclusions, and you would kind of understand what it's like to try to keep certain material and get rid of others. Presents an interesting challenge. Because you might have to lose a little width. You might lose a little length. But the question is it worth it? Is it worth it? In some cases, yes. In other cases, nah, just got to make the point as big as you got it. Because you don't want to waste material. Someone might push back and say, well, you're already wasting material by not slabbing it. Well, to that I say, you're technically wasting material by leaving it in the ground. And also, if I might boast, if you make some of the best arrowheads that there are, I think a little waste, at least the arrowheads of this style, this material, I think a little waste is okay. If I may be so bold and brazen to say that. I think a little waste is okay. John Harris. Yeah, this is from Mr. Ryan. Oh, everybody in the chat, tell John what we did earlier. What we just made. Somebody's got to fill them in. Yeah, we're trying to remove everything that's not blue, John, which is kind of impossible on this piece. Yeah, Sawani. We finished it for Ryan. You're not buying it. I'm just going to send it to Ryan so that you don't have to ship it to him. But I'm going to put in there, it was all John's idea. It was all John. But we finished the Sawani. And it was out of his material. In fact, it was out of some similar material as the one I made last time. What'd you say, Marsh? Marsh. You okay, buddy? Do you want to see it, John, or have you already seen it? You might have already seen it. Yeah, I don't think we could be able to keep all this blue in there. That's tragic. But we got close to it. We got close. What you think, Marsh? Making an arrowhead? We making arrowheads? Doing my best to get everything out but the blue. It's just not gonna happen. Did everything I could. But you know, that's how it goes. Alan or John, you still there? He must have left. Or maybe he went back to watch the earlier part of the stream. Eric's here. Yeah, the blue makes it unique. I just don't think I can keep the blue in the final point because it's just so deep in it. Yeah, even on that thinning flake, I wasn't able to get to the blue. So, yeah, there's just no shot. No shot. At least to keep it in on both sides. But goodness, that joker was... that is something right there. Yes, sir. Multitasking, watching football too. Oh, I got you. Okay. Here's the Sewanee we made him. It's got the little stripe. And you can tell that's his material too. That's stuff he sends out commonly. Got it thin. Translucent. And I think you'll like it. Abraded heavily the base. And I'll sign it and ship it. Sweet. All right, got John's approval. That's all I needed for the day. In fact, I think I'm gonna call it. Marsh, you about ready, bud? You about ready? Huh? You about ready, Bibbo? Okay. Still getting John a box together. I know. John, the one from yesterday was out of Coastal. This is some of the raw black stuff. And it's got fossils galore. I didn't know if you saw it, but that's a taste of Alabama Coastal right there. It's hard to do it justice. Yeah, later, Alan. We shall catch you later. But it's got like fossils, looks like a shark bit into it. And for raw coastal, I was pretty happy with that. Take care, Eric. Take care, buddy. Me and Marshall, we're gonna go inside, I reckon. So, all right, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.